Hey, you guys, and welcome to Talk to Me. As usual, I'd like to say thank you for giving me your listening ear. I have already prayed that this message is seen by those who need to hear it, those who are at the same space right now where you are going from hope in the Lord to actually knowing the Lord, meaning that He is ordering every single step of your journey right now. With me, you guys, this is video number 2 of 5 that he wants me to be able to put out prophetically for tomorrow. Basically, me stepping into the knowing of the Lord, that I am who I am, and I'm showing up as that. I'm showing up as a child of God to live out the purpose that he wants me to live in the space. And so today has been a day of pure devotion. And he's been giving me like step by step things. The other morning when he did this, he gave me 7 things to do and write down. Now he's like, I don't even need you. You're going to do this moment to moment. You don't even need to have a plan. So he already told me to get up and walk the dog. And he said I needed to do this before 10 o'clock. So I did, even though I had like a little bit of a headache. I, said, okay, maybe God wants to cure my headache. This is what we do. We put an expected end to what God says, but he didn't want me to do that because it wasn't about me getting rid of my headache. And so I went on this walk and I had a little detour. Normally I would walk in one particular direction and I wasn't able to go that way. And so it led me to one where there was a sign that said overflow parking. And I was like, okay, Jesus, this means that I'm getting ready to head into overflow because I was going to go over there, sit down at a bench. And I did. And when I got there, it's over by like a little bit of a lake thing. And there was some guy fishing. And I've never seen a guy fishing out on the lake. And I said, oh, this is prophetic. God is telling me I'm about to become a fisher of men. I'm in the space where I am just seeing the beauty and the little signs and everything. Like, I'm assigned, that God is real. I'm saying, okay, I'm carrying that energy with me. Where are the signs? And so I see this guy out there fishing, and he's over in his little area, which is slightly shaded, and it's hot outside, and that's where the fish would be. Well, he decides that he's going to leave that area and come a little bit towards me. I'm a pretty lady, and you guys know I know intention. So it was kind of like he wanted to see if I would be like, hey, spark up a conversation with them or whatnot. I was there with the dog. And I didn't do that. I didn't feel the need in my soul. Even though I'm like, when are you going to send me a husband? Is he on a boat coming towards me? Like, I could have had that thought, but I just knew that wasn't it right then. So he kind of left his spot where he was sitting for a while in the shade and went further up into the lake. And then almost as soon as he got out of view, the very spot that he was in all these fish started to pop out. Like, you see the little thing. I never see anything like it because I wonder, do anybody catch anything out here? Because like I never see the fish jump up. But suddenly it was like a frenzy for that little lake, the fish jumping up. And God started to talk to me. He said, this is, and he brought me back to Jeremiah 29:11. This is the verse I was thinking on when all this stuff came to me. And it says, for I know the plans, I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. And it suddenly started to make sense. He said that guy went out there fishing and he intuitively was inspired to go to where he needed to be. But the second that he saw a distraction, something else that he might want to pursue, he left that area. And then when he didn't get what he was seeking from that, which is the attention from the distraction, he left where he was supposed to be. And that's when the provision popped up. That's when the fish popped up. But he's so far away now. And there's a thought that object like me that might have rejected him would be there. He wasn't going to go back anyway. And that's what God said that I've been doing. And probably anybody who's listening has been doing the same thing. Like, God brings us, we intuitively go to these situations and we allow distractions to make us leave from the space of provision that we're in. And because we feel some type of rejection or whatever else, we don't ever go back to where we were initially supposed to be. The other side of that is it happens when things like this, like the rent is due, and I should be screaming and yelling and, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay this and all this other stuff? And we don't just sit there it's not to harm you, but to prosper you. We think it's harm, so we do everything that we can to avoid that negativity or that harm, that we don't actually stay there in the space of provision, in the waiting area God has sent us to, in order to receive the prosperity that comes on the other side of this. So he said that's what's fundamentally changed for you. You're no longer going into a space where you're supposed to be, but then getting distracted and leaving it. You are facing these blocks of what should be harm, and now you're recognizing, no, this is just an illusion. This isn't here to hurt me. God doesn't want me to go through any more stress. He said that he was going to provide for this here. I'm going to stay here until I start seeing that provision. And it was quick. It was almost the moment that he left that area, the fish started jumping up. So the message is essentially, don't quit, you guys, and keep going. And the reason why is because of what you're stepping into. You're going from I hope, which is the expected end, to I know. See, the thing is, he went out there fishing with the hope that he was going to catch a fish. And so as long as you have hope, you can keep on putting yourself in one area or the other or the other or the other, just trying to get there. But if he had known that I'm going to go out there to catch a fish in this area that God has put me, he would have gotten a different result. And so God let me know that the thing is, once the issue is, you have to stay there long enough to be able to catch a fish in that area. And once that happens, you go from I hope to I know that this is it. And you start walking differently. It's no longer a distraction. If he had already caught like 2 fish over there, he wasn't going to leave that area just to go talk to a woman, because he's getting his, his dream, his manifestation. And that's what's happening with us. So a lot of us, we are getting that big breakthrough. You are getting those finances. You are getting that person. You are getting that clarity of, whoa, like this is the new foundation that I'm on. It's turning physical. It's not something that you're going to have to do. It is going to be there. And once you do have that in hand, you go from living a life based off of I hope to actually living in the end to I know, and then going from there. And that was kind of like the final thing that he told me. Basically, he let me know that now that I have the provision and I'm taking those ordered steps, let it come to me. That was the other thing. He said, if you're supposed to have it, I will bring it within reach. And that's the thing. Everything that God wants you to have, it's within reach. It's already in your mind. It's already divinely inspired. You already have the physical thing to reach out from. It's not to like make everything happen all at once, but to be able to take those first steps. It's going to be within reach. You don't have to. Me and that guy, we were not within reach of each other. He was on a boat in the water, and there was a lot of stuff that he would have to go through. He'd have to get out of the water, get his foot out, come out. I'd have to meet him. We'd have to go a lot out of the way in order to make a connection take place. All we could do was acknowledge each other. But if God wanted me to have him as, a partner, he would have been walking on the trail and noticed my dog and said something then. And then we would have been able to go forward. He's letting me know that all the stuff that I'm supposed to have, it's not just going to be in my space. It's going to be within reach. And that's when you have to rely on this being easy. That's when, the nervous system that fueled you through all the chaos is gone, and now you have that peace that comes with knowing that I'll be able to reach out and grab it. It'll call me, it'll run into me, and I will see all of those different opportunities. That was the other thing, you guys, because like I said, God told me to go out there by 10 o'clock, and it was at that time that this man was there, and I was actually able to get this, knowing. The other thing was I needed to call my job and let them know I didn't really feel like going out there today, and to reschedule it, and that was on me. And I kept saying, I'm going to do it later. I'll do it, after I take my walk or whatever. And I had decided that I was going to call at 11, but they called me at 10:57 to pretty much, discuss what I wanted to discuss, which was to change the time, and be able to go out there and do all that stuff on a different day, Monday. And God let me know, he said, this where we're at. I'm going to bring it to you. It's no longer you having to go out there and try to get it. I'm going to deliver these opportunities to you. I don't want you to think that you have to do. You do when it shows up. You do when it shows up. And now he's letting me know that this is like my third video that biblically, what does it mean when God tells you that you have no work to do until the order or the provision shows up? So video number one is basically me understanding how the Lord is like moving into my life and getting on board with the release. Video number two is how I went from, hope to knowing. And I'll probably make another video about this, just really speaking on the different transition, because I had thought about what I was going to say in this video, and then God took me on this journey when I went for a walk, so it kind of changed and solidified a little bit less. He gave me an outside example of, if you stick to what you know, you will reap the harvest, you will catch the fish. But if you just go out there on hope because you don't have the physical provision yet, you give yourself the opportunity to move to different spaces. And he says that it's the provision that has you pretty much narrowing it down to God and God alone. And that's why I said, God, when I get this money, when I get this, provision, it belongs to you 100%. This is not, you couldn't get me to go to Walmart without asking God, what do I need from here first? So yeah, your steps become much more ordered the moment that you go from hope to knowing, and you're just a lot more sure at that point in time. Have a blessed day, you guys.